Morning guys, it's Grant from Grant Fitness, and this morning I'm going to be taking you through one of my favourite exercises, which is the deadlift. Right guys, the first step is learning to hip hinge, so bend from the hips with a neutral spine. So neutral spine position is when there's a straight line between the back of your head, your spine between your shoulder blades, and the base of your spine where your spine joins your hips. So the best way to do this is stick a broomstick handle or a dowel along your spine. Make sure you have those 3 points of contact. Make sure your chin is tucked down, so you're giving yourself kind of a double chin and you're not just tipping your head backwards. Then place your hand between the stick and your lower back. There should be just enough room for your hand to slide in there. Then all you're going to do is bend forward from the hips whilst maintaining the gap between the stick and your hand, so not squeezing your hand as you bend over, and maintaining those 3 points of contact on the stick. Once you've learned to do this, and you can do this competently and confidently 8 to 10 times, you're ready to add some weight to it and start deadlifting. So to set up for the lift, get yourself in nice and close to the bar. From the top position, when you look down, the bar should be running through the midpoint of your foot, which is roughly where your shoelaces are. You're going to bend from the hip, grab the bar, and then you're going to pull your hips down until your back is flat. This is usually where your shins are in contact with the bar, your hips are just above your knees. It's important at this position to be squeezing the bar. Squeeze your back so it's nice and tight, so it's nice and flat like that. You don't round, as you can see there. Pull the back neutral. From the front, it looks like this. Again, you're going to have your feet hip width apart, bend over, grab the bar where your hands are just wider than your hips, and then you're going to pull yourself under the bar. So again, you bend your legs until your shins come into contact with the bar, then flatten your spine. Again, you're thinking about squeezing your back together, lifting your chest up, and then you're going to be ready to deadlift. So guys, I've slowed this down so you can see the lift. So again, you're going to get yourself down into position. Yeah, bend over, grab the bar, pull yourself down so your knees are bending and your back is going into neutral position. In this starting position, again, your shoulders should be directly over the bar. You're going to sit down, keeping your weight in your heels, and then when you're ready to lift, what you're going to do is you're going to drive through the midpoint of your foot, keeping your weight in your heels, push the floor away, and as you push the floor away, you're going to think about pushing your hips forwards. So you're not trying to pull the weight off the floor, you're pushing the floor away. So when you're ready to lift, drive those legs straighten up. As your knees start to straighten, you finish the lift by squeezing your glutes, pushing your hips forward. On the way back down, all you're doing is reversing it. So from here, all you're going to do is drop your hips backwards, hinge forwards, keeping that neutral spine, the bar's sliding all the way down your thighs, keeping in contact, coming down in a straight line. Once you get below your knees, from there you can think about sitting your hips down and sitting back into the starting position. Okay, so again, you're nice and settled at the bottom, your spine is staying neutral, you're going to push your feet into the floor, your knees are going to start to straighten as you do this, the angle at your hips doesn't change as you start to lift. Here we go. Then once the legs straighten, your hips can come forwards and you finish the lift standing nice and tall, shoulders back, chest up, glutes squeezed at the top. And that, guys, is my guide to deadlifting.